prototype and proof of concept services to help you evaluate your idea, or workforce augmentation to help you make your idea a reality. Specializing in electronics and software, our team is ready to help you figure out what to build and then help you build it. Find out more at swiftlet.technology.
Everyone has a wild side. Let yours out with help from Naughty Time Novelties. NaughtyTimeNovelties.com will add flames to your relationship or a little spark to your alone time. Toys, lingerie, DVDs, and much more to arouse your attention. With online ordering, your items will be delivered to you promptly and discreetly. Visit NaughtyTimeNovelties.com and browse for what fulfills your desires. There is free shipping on orders over $99. And when you sign up for their exclusive club, you'll receive 10% off of your order. Make time for Naughty Time.
When you want to unwind, Cascadon Lounge in Metamora has everything you need. Hot food, cold drinks, keno, 6 pool tables, pinball, darts, air hockey. For the musicians, every Thursday night is open mic night. Then on the weekends, Cascadon's has the best bands around lighting up their stage. Cascadon Lounge is located at 4099 South Lapeer Road in Metamora. Give them a call at 810-678-2116. That's 810-678-2116. You deserve to relax, and now you know the place. Cascadon Lounge.
Hey, it's the Goat Boy from Open for Discussion, a show where we give the best and worst unsolicited advice. Every week, we ask our audience questions and scour the internet for funny, relatable, and thought-provoking advice that we break down. Ever wanted to know if you're the a-hole in a situation? We got you covered. Join Gator and I every Sunday from 6 to 9 p.m. for witty banter, insightful conversation, and a general hodgepodge of a good time. Only on SolidStateRadio.net.
If you like live music, and I mean really like live music, then you'll like Corona Road Bar in Flint. The CRB has featured live rock for decades with no plans on slowing down. Great drink prices and a warm atmosphere will give you the best live music experience. You'll find the CRB at 3110 Corona Road in Flint. Here's what's going on this weekend at Corona Road Bar.
Live music is back at the CRB. Join us on Thursdays for Jam Night, then come out on Fridays and Saturdays for live music from 7 to 10. More info on Facebook at facebook.com/Corona Road Bar.
And welcome back to the show. This is Sessions where we play nothing but local original music, no wagon wheel. Flowers on the Grave, they made the trek all the way from Jackson, and I appreciate that. We're going to get you reacquainted with them. We're going to be talking to them. We are going Facebook Live, so you can see their smiling faces. Go to Solid State Sessions Facebook page, facebook.com/Solid State Sessions, or on Solid State Radio. You'll find us there. Leave a thumbs up, a heart emoji, leave a comment, question, whatever you want, and we'll be talking to them in just a moment. Let's get reacquainted. Here they are, Long Way Home. It's Flowers on the Grave on Solid State Sessions on SolidStateRadio.net.
Still up at 3 o'clock in the morning, just thinking about how it all
Long Way Home on Solid State Sessions. That, of course, is Flowers on the Grave. I am very fortunate to have the band in studio with me tonight. Flowers on the Grave, welcome to Sessions.
Thanks
for having us. Yeah.
We are going Facebook Live. Go to facebook.com/Solid State Sessions. We already have a few viewers there. We got Margie chiming in. You guys sound great. Keep up the great work, and can't wait for your live show soon. And Margie, you don't know how soon we're talking. I mean, we're actually talking about that right now, actually. Long Way Home, all your stuff. It's hard, but it's melodic, it's soft, it's heavy, it's kind of autobiographical, but it could mean to anybody. You check all the boxes. Is this intentional? Was this exactly what you were going for, or was it kind of organic?
It is organic. It sort of did just happen that way. I've been writing songs for years. These guys have been writing songs for years. So I think when you bring any group of people together, you start to see sort of a mixing of their past experiences and their preferences and such. Yeah, I would say it is also intentional because we don't want to be confined to one box of a genre. We want to be a little bit experimental, right? And we want to be able to express ourselves how we want to, and hopefully in a musically appealing way. So yeah, it's both organic and intentional.
Sure. So when you guys put this project together, because from what I understand, this project is barely a year old.
Yeah, not even. Yeah.
Something like that. When you guys got this project together, there had to been some sort of discussions. What are we doing? How are we doing it? What was the dialogue?
Well, that part was kind of organic too, because so Dan and I played in another band together, a country party rock cover band.
Sure.
And we kind of started just on the side for the fun of it, making rock songs, because that was a good outlet for me. That's kind of where my passion lies in rock music.
Sure.
So we started kind of talking and decided we wanted to record one, so we started busting him out, and Manny came into the fold. He's somebody I knew from a while back and kind of reconnected, and decided not that many months ago, really, I'd say 9-10 months ago, that we wanted to form a true group and make a real go of it, try to build ourselves up. So we looked for a guitar player, and we found Nathaniel, and couldn't have found a more perfect fit, and he's really rounded out the group, so we're ready to hit the ground running.
Nice. Yeah, because I'm looking through there. I mean, you guys, you've been around the place, not to make you sound like a hooker, but you've been around. Q106, Z93, other great radio stations that are supporting local music. Good job, you guys out there. We play more, but that's fine. I mean, it's neither here nor there. So you haven't busted the live music cherry yet,
right?
Cherry unpopped.
And when we were putting this together, this was last August-ish.
Right.
Because some of the original stuff that we'd put out as a side project, we had a place out east contact us to bring us into their studio and record an album, and they'd crowdfund for us and did all that. And the more we were listening to these meetings, the more Kenny and I were like, we could totally do this on our own,
right?
And have more control over it. And with music the way it is right now, everybody gets paid before the artists in most cases. So if the only thing that we can hold on to is the music, that's the thing that we really need to focus on. And we did it. And but yeah, like all of us have played in live bands for the better part of our careers, and so putting this together, even in our rehearsals in our basements or whatever, this is going to be pretty, fantastic.
Right.
Absolutely.
We just heard Long Way Home. Self-explanatory. I'm sure everybody's had that situation where, maybe you're just enjoying the ride. You want to sit back and listen to music a little bit more, or maybe, God damn it, I just don't want to go home. I mean, Kenny, did you write this one?
I did. Yep.
Okay.
This was kind of the one that preceded the forming of the band.
Okay.
But it was one that we decided to make a go of first because it was readily available,
Right.
So just naturally it was the pick. But yeah, I think it is relatable. Like you said, everyone kind of, when shit's just hitting the fan in your life and you want to drive a little bit longer, maybe miss your exit on purpose and just take the long way. It really helps clear the head and kind of get yourself right.
when you're in that situation, I'm going to delve into your individual minds here for a second. Everybody's going to get a chance for this one. When you're taking the long way home, where you're just like had just a shit day, and you want to listen to music to calm the nerves, what are you putting in? You don't have to be specific about a band or a song. What genre? What do you like to listen to just clear your head?
Yeah, I guess I'll go first.
Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, really, I listen to just about anything. If I'm listening to the radio, it's usually country for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
I drive a pickup truck, so it just feels right. But
you can't dial it off with country.
Yeah,
it's country, NPR. That's pretty much it.
It's one of those things where it's hypnotic almost. You're driving a pickup truck and the 98.5 country music comes on, and I'm sorry, you just. but
Bud Lights in the back of the.
When I'm being choosy, though, I'll throw on something more like Tool or Raw, or kind of like 90s rock throwback stuff. Kind of aging myself, but that's what I like.
That's right. Manny?
I guess the mood kind of drives the decision for what music to settle on. If I suppose if I was in the mind frame where I was taking the long way home, I probably would default to like a Dave Matthews type of sort of a laid back kind of rock, just something to kind of help me reset my frame of mind, kind of where I feel like I need to be.
Gotcha. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Dan.
All right. Lately, it's been Tool and Rage Against the Machine. So
you like to
some Rage, huh?
Drive fast.
Yes. Well, we drove fast coming up. But yeah, it's kind of the Tom Morello, screaming guitar stuff for me, and Danny Carey just pounding the drums.
Gotcha.
Feels great.
Nathaniel.
So I'm the classic rock head here.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be probably Zeppelin or Sabbath or AC/DC.
Nice.
Mostly, and then the grunge because you just want to rock out. It's pretty much rock and roll, any kind of rock and roll, and I'm a happy guy.
But you like things a little bit more aggressive. You're kind of like Dan, where you're just kind of heavy pounding. Or do you not mind it when Thank You comes on from Zeppelin?
Oh yeah, but I'm the guy who cranks the solo during Stairway. So
there you go.
I mean.
That's awesome, and I agree. Anything with any kind of solos or something like that, you just kind of crank it and roll down the windows if it's warm enough.
It's getting there.
You do it anyway.
We're almost there.
You hear this? You're hearing this, right?
It's getting there.
All right, More Than You Know. This was I found you guys. I can't remember. We were talking about this. I think Sean found you guys, and then I stole you from Sean and started playing you on sessions. And then you guys sent me More Than You Know. Let's talk about that song for a moment.
Sure. So that was one of those songs that I mentioned earlier where we were in other projects and just were recording and making music on the side. So that was the first one that Dan and I hooked up. Actually, man, you played on that one as well. Mm-hmm. So we released that one before the band was formed. And kind of that was one of the things that helped decide we wanted to form a band was, hey, this sounds really good. We're actually pretty proud of this. So let's do some more of it kind of thing.
Sure. Yeah. So when you put together Flowers on the Grave, there was a lot of testing going on. Let's see if this works. Let's see if that works. And then to where we are now.
I don't know.
Kind of. Well, when we were playing in a group, and we were playing during a couple years ago, we were playing about every weekend. Okay. And I remember Kenny sending me the demo going, hey, is this something you might be interested in?
Okay.
And I was like, heck yeah. If this is what we're going to be doing all the time, let's do this. But, all of us are, we do music, but we're also, family men, and we work and all that kind of stuff. Oh, wow. So, when the other groups were going and we were busy, there wasn't a lot of time. But, COVID really kind of, this band is kind of a COVID baby, if you will.
Absolutely.
Because it sort of, presented the opportunity right in front of us, and some of the other projects decided to quit, and so it was kind of perfect opportunity for us.
That's what I always said. I mean, the whole COVID thing has been an absolute nightmare for most. If I could find one shiny moment because of this whole COVID thing, it's the fact that we were able to separate musicians from the artists. Musicians were like, well, there's no way to make money on it. I'm going to put my instrument away. It's the artists that said, let's create. Let's use this moment. Like the video you guys did for Long Way Home. It was kind of one of those isolated ISO cams videos, something like that. I think that's really cool. So More Than You Know. We're gonna play that one here in a little bit. Lyrically, what can you tell us about that?
That one is a little bit less relatable, I think, than Long Way Home. But it's really just about how people mean so much to you, and they're maybe not aware of how much they mean to you. Sometimes until they're gone, they're out of the picture. So that one has some personal meaning, but I hope that it is relatable in general enough that other people will kind of cling to it as well lyrically.
It sounds like something that people are going to be able to gravitate towards.
Good, I hope so.
I dig the tune. I think you guys are at home are going to dig the tune. Here's Flowers on the Grave, More Than You Know, and it's on Sessions.
Talking circles, but you won't be led astray. They try to change you, they try to break you, and you feel the stones they throw. Giving in, letting go of the only thing you know, to leave your whole life behind you. It's not like you remember where you've been, and
And we are back. Flowers on the Grave right there with More Than You Know. Flowers on the Grave in studio. Thank you very much, guys, for coming all the way. You guys come from Jackson. Where is there places to play in Jackson?
You know, we were talking about that on the way up.
Yeah, we were.
So the Roadhouse is one of the big live venues.
Yeah.
And then we have the Music Box that we're working on, speaking with, and everything else right now you kind of rent the space and then put on your own show. So those are kind of like the two major ones.
Gotcha.
Not too many good spots.
So we were talking about it a little bit off the air, but I kind of want to bring that conversation in here. You guys have been involved in different music outfits before, but when this whole COVID thing, what have you been doing besides music to keep yourself busy during this whole COVID outbreak?
Work.
Yeah, not a lot changed there.
I'm getting an A in 5th grade and 2nd grade right now with my kids, so helping with that. But we were saying that, you know, we've learned how to make different stuff at home, like bread. We got a bread machine, so that's pretty fun.
Awesome. Yeah.
Homemade tortillas. We tried that. Thanks, YouTube. So
YouTube gave you all the information.
It does. There's a lot out there. So that's been pretty fun.
Very cool. I bought some baby chicks and built a chicken coop. So I'm a chicken farmer now.
Nice.
Right, welcome to the club.
I've got a friend of mine who, because he has X amount of chickens, he can register himself as a farm, and he writes it off on his taxes.
Yeah, that's
There
the
it
plan.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
Kenny's like, thanks for blowing my cover, asshole.
IRS agent joined the chat.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, we have some. Jim says, everyone needs to support and follow this band. They will not disappoint.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks, Jim.
Margie says, you guys should check with the Oaks in Moscow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we played there with
we've done
previous projects. Yeah.
Okay.
Moscow,
So she's
middle
not
of
talking about
nowhere.
Russia.
No.
Okay.
It's about as far away.
Thanks for the tip.
That's a great spot to have a lot of fun for sure.
Yep.
Nice. All right. Oh, so is there plans? I mean, you're releasing single after single. Is there plans for a whole album?
You know, we go back and forth on that. These guys might have different opinions, but it sort of seems to me like the climate now is more single-centric. So
Sure.
we want to devote as much time and energy as we can to each song. We think that'll get, you know, maybe better engagement, but also allows us to focus a little bit more instead of settling on things that we might settle on if we needed to push out a whole album at once.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
What do you guys think?
I think that's pretty good. I think once we have enough for an album, if the singles that we put out are cohesive, I think that would be a good time to do a limited vinyl release or something for the people who really like to
there we go.
like to listen to stuff. But yeah, it really is like there's sort of like this set pattern that is a prescription to follow, and we're kind of getting into that system right now where you release the tune and then there's all the promotion that comes with it, and then after about 4 to 6 weeks you release another one. So that's kind of where we're at right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just trying to keep enough material in the stream to keep our supporters engaged and interested in what we're trying to do here.
It's a big deal.
I don't know. That's obviously a goal, personal goal of mine. But that isn't like the way everything is right now. Like that isn't a plan today.
Mm-hmm.
It's the intent that let's gather the songs for an album, release them all out, and we can compile them later and call that an album release if that's what it is. But for right now, it's like I think this is actually working out better for us than a single album ever could.
It is. And you know what I like about doing it this way, actually, I should have mentioned this, is that doing single songs, we can commission art specific to each song. I have loved the art that has come out of our last few singles. Okay, I would love to keep doing it just for that purpose. I'm a big visual art guy, and I think we've really been nailing it. So
a lot of bands have done that. The visual art to Crawling in the Dark is pretty intense.
Yeah,
like
that's Sean Hawking. So
yeah, he's out of Toledo, Ohio.
Everybody should check him out. He's a visual artist, and Kenny found him on the internet, just like everything.
Sure.
But it was pretty cool. He was really super easy to work with. Really super nice guy.
Gotcha. I think you guys both have it. I mean, whichever side of the fence you're on, I think you both have it. I mean, yes, a lot of people are about the singles. I almost wish like it's the old days of like cassette singles or 45s, where if you download a song, you also get another song in there. So you know, people are knowing more of your material. But then at the end, put out a record or something like that, and maybe with a couple bonus tracks in there to kind of sweeten the pot. Maybe a live cut or something like that. Bands are bands right now. I'm talking like Rob Zombie are actually starting to bring back cassettes. I swear to God, bring back cassettes.
Ooh.
Hey man, I enjoyed wearing out those tapes. Thank you.
Vinyl is cool as hell. Cassettes, man, they can die in that fire.
Vinyls were cool, but I liked walking around in high school and be able to have at the time the entire Metallica catalog in my pockets.
Yeah,
No,
it's true.
okay.
tapes are the only way you could have mixtapes. Everything else pales in comparison to a mixtape.
That's like a Guardians
He's
of the
right.
Galaxy thing, man. I mean, that really is.
No, it's a true thing. Like everything else is like it's nothing like that.
Yeah.
A customized tape, stealing music off the radio.
Yeah, until the asshole DJ starts talking.
There you go.
That's why you pay attention.
Well, and that's how you knew a girl was special, man. You gave her all your songs.
We got to get trucking because we still have the new song to break out. But Crawling in the Dark has been blowing up for you guys. It's been everywhere. You guys keep posting where it's charting here, it's going here, doing this. Congratulations! It's a great fucking tune.
Thank you.
Where did this song come from?
So this was one of the early ones where we started getting involved with each other. On this musical project. It was kind of one of the first ones ready to go. But it's one of the hardest hitters, and I'm glad that this one is getting some momentum because this is one of my favorite ones that we do, and it may be for a long time. It's a really hard hitter. Going back to the artwork we talked about before,
Sure,
it
yeah.
has a really strong artwork. We sort of we took this picture of the chaos of the world crashing down around you, and tried to paint a picture of Atlas, holding up that world as it's falling down around himself. We like to include the mythology when we can,
Sure.
because it really helps drive home the point. But
Yeah, and that's kind of the point. It's kind of the world these days, isn't it?
yeah, it did come out at a pretty good time too, considering. Yeah. I mean, it was, in fairness, written a couple years ago, but yeah. I think we released it at a good time, and it is getting some traction, so we're happy about that.
Let's check it out. Cool. Here's Flowers on the Grave, Crawling in the Dark on Solid State Sessions, Solid State Radio, and the Solid State Radio app.
Inside, where I build my walls up, and sometimes
Flowers on the Grave, Crawling in the Dark. That song is just ripping things up in local music these days, and I am very fortunate to have them in studio today. We're going to be debuting. I'm happy as hell. We're going to be debuting a new song from them in just a moment. Where do you guys record your stuff?
1887 Media in Jackson with Ryan Hudson and Shane Pittman.
Wow.
So
how are they to work with?
They're awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
They're kind of where we are as a band. So they're an upstart working on building a roster, and so we try stuff, and they're like, sure, because like if they can do it, then they can apply it later down the road. So
they're open to the ideas.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, and they're great. And Ryan's been around the local music scene forever, and so is Shane. And they've played in regional bands and local bands, and they're really good at what they do. And they're lovely people, even though that's not very rock to say. They're very nice.
To say it.
No, sometimes those British bands is like, oh, they're just lovely.
Right.
They actually got. I started working with them individually to write some of my own stuff, and I'd known Ryan for a while, and he's like, they were looking for somebody. He's like, hey, and I don't know if he suggested me to them, but said I should go check them out.
Oh, really?
So
That's true. That was the connection. Yeah.
Nice.
So it ended up working out like really well, and I work with him on the side, like writing songs and stuff for some other artists. So it's just like the perfect setup. We couldn't have asked for a better situation.
Because I mean, I've talked to some people. By some people, I mean me and other people.
Talk to yourself.
The studio. Every time I need an expert opinion, when you go into a studio, it's fun for about 30 minutes, and it's just like, fuck it, we got it. Just
Right.
But because I mean, yeah, some people, such as myself, are kind of one of those. Let's just get it done, over with. But you really have to be. There's a tedium about it. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, the first day in the studio when we're recording a song, what's the emotion? What's the feeling?
How are we going to sound as good as he does?
Yeah, thanks. He always puts the first foot forward. Yeah.
And can we do it in one take like he does? From memory.
Dan, are you a one take kind of guy?
I try to be.
Yeah.
I try to be. But like we're always working. It's a progress. So.
Gotcha.
It was Long Way Home actually that we tried, jamming along in the studio with him so that he, would have something to reference while he's playing. And he's like, no, guys, you just stop playing. I got this. I'm going to play the whole thing from memory to a click track. And he nailed it. Absolutely nailed it.
Holy shit. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Well, it's impressive on the day, but the 3 weeks before, my wife could probably tell you it wasn't so impressive. So
she could probably play it from memory too.
Yeah, she could play all 100 takes on her own, and my sons could probably do it better. I guess. So. But yeah, it's always impressive the day of.
Oh, that's awesome. Jim is chiming in, saying on a Facebook Live, maybe play a future Bake Fest. I'm assuming he's talking about something a party he puts on.
It is. That's Bake. That's the guy.
Hey,
he puts on Bake Fest.
there
Yeah, just send us a message, man.
We need to know more about that.
I got that guy.
Sounds like a good time. So a brand new song. We just tore the shrink wrap off of it. Succubus. What can you tell us about what we're about to hear?
Well, let me say first that the shrink wrap is not coming off yet because this song is not done. But we wanted to share it with you though. We wanted
so I
to
get
bring
a taste
it in.
of the sauce before the dinner. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
We think we're done tracking. I mean, you always think you're done tracking, but come on. We think we're done tracking. We're kind of in post-production now, and we're super early into that. So we wanted to bring it, though, because, one, we said we would, and two, because we're really excited about it.
Good.
Okay. So
we're going to get a sneak peek.
Yes.
Okay. Very cool. By the title, Succubus, give me I know the definition. I've been around some of the succubi. But for the people at home who aren't sure, give the definition of succubus.
Okay. Anybody else want to shine?
Go ahead, man.
All right.
Nobody's jumping on that grenade, Kenny. Apparently it's
Yeah, okay. So
there's a lot.
So from mythology, a succubus is sort of a spirit or a demon of the night that sort of manifests through dreams and sort of taunts and plays with men while they sleep, right? So this plays on that idea, but is really about how the everyday temptations sort of work their way into your dreams, and you sort of overtake your thought process. So the chorus says that all eyes are on that smile. It basically is this female figure. I mean, it could go both ways, I guess, if it were switched over, but
sure.
This female figure that just really draws all the attention, and so much so that it seeps into your subconscious.
Are you singing to a specific person in the song?
No. When I was writing it, it was kind of just like putting myself in the mindset of like, past experiences certainly play in. Sure. It always does. But it's really more about how, think back to a time you were flirted with or whatever, and it kind of just stayed with you for a while. Like you couldn't stop thinking about the person.
Sure.
And it sort of like becomes darker and becomes manifested as a succubus. I love mythology, and I love including it into the songs that we write lyrically. So it was kind of a starting place. You pick a theme, and then you sort of try to humanize it and make it something that everyone can relate to.
Gotcha.
Anybody else want to add to that?
Well, I think you were describing it earlier too, where it becomes a point where, because it's all you're thinking about, you start wanting it. You want to give yourself over to it, without knowing what the consequences will be.
Okay.
So
yeah, exactly, and that's a good point. Is when you sort of you let yourself be overtaken by thoughts, sort of the other darker things start creeping in. Like, what are you neglecting? What harm is this causing you by overthinking on something like this? You know what I mean?
Gotcha. It makes sense. Well, we're going to check it out. And those of you who are hanging out for Hanging with the Hitman, the show that follows this one, we are going to be playing that one in its entirety. You're going to want to check that one out because they are focusing on a Michigan artist, Madonna. They're going to be talking about that. In the meantime, here is Flowers on the Grave, a unreleased track, unfinished track, but you get to sample it right along with me. Here is Succubus on Solid State Sessions on solidstateradio.net.
On deep encumbered sleep.
Holy shit. God damn, guys. And that's not even done yet.
It is not.
Wow.
It's close.
That sauce tastes good. That was awesome. So when is the target date for this one?
Originally, it was early May, but we might push that just a little bit. We've got a lot of irons in the fire. So still definitely May. So we want to invite anybody who's interested in that and any of our other stuff to hit us up on the socials, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. But also if you go to our website, flowersonthegrave.band, you can join our mailing list, and that'd probably be the fastest, easiest way to know when that song hits.
Gotcha. It's awesome. The dynamics in it, the Middle Eastern vibe towards the end there. I think that you guys got a hit. This is going to be huge. I can't wait to hear the finished version, which I get a copy of, right?
Absolutely.
Coming your way. Yeah.
Fantastic. Flowers on the Grave, thank you very much for hanging out with me. I greatly appreciate it. Don't be a stranger. And someone tells me we might have something in the works where you won't be a stranger.
We're looking forward to it. Thanks for having us.
Thanks again.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you at home for listening. We greatly appreciate it. These bands and artists that I play on these shows, definitely appreciate it. Join me tomorrow. I'll be doing 3 full hours of nothing but local original music, including Flowers on the Grave. And whatever you feel like hearing. 810-356-4839 is the telephone number. Write that one down for later. Don't call it now. I'm off like a prom dress right now. But tomorrow, call tomorrow. Meantime, I'm Adam Harahuck. I'm out of here. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow night. Hanging with the Hitman is next.
It's time to turn up the dial and chill with some style. It's Wednesday night and it's time for Hanging with the Hitman. Now, here's your hosts, Todd Gilbert and the Hitman Brett Fortney.
Welcome, everyone, to another installment of Hanging with the Hitman. I am Todd Gilbert.
And I am Brett Fortney.
Also known as
the Hitman.
There it is.
There it is.
Oh, man. It is Friday, April 16th, and it is the first night of our 12-week series that we are calling the Artist Spotlight Series, where every episode will be dedicated to one specific musician that's a favorite of one of ours, or both in most of these cases. And we're going to deep dive, talk about their history, their albums, the production, play some of the standout songs from those albums, and just have a lot of fun nerding out, as they say, over our favorite musicians.
Yeah.
And we got some great ones lined up. We got, Prince and Billy Joel and Michael Jackson and Hart and Garth Brooks and U2 and all sorts of great ones. But we're going to be starting out this week with the woman who is known as the Queen of Pop. That's right. The great Madonna is our focus of this week's episode.
What are you looking at?
What?
No, at the beginning, yeah. The beginning of I think it's like a prayer. She says, "What are you looking at?"
Oh, I just remember her going, "God," Right. We'll get to that later, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, starting out the show with a local girl, man.
Detroit.
Represent.
There's a lot of Detroit artists, and we could have just did a whole Michigan actually thing on this if we wanted.
True.
That might be another time.
I mean, if this series goes well, who says we can't do more?
Right.
I plan on having fun,
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. Yeah.
But Madonna, whose real name, Madonna Louise. How do you say her last name? Do you know how to say it?
Ciccone.
Huh?
Ciccone.
Ciccone?
Like a Ciccone.
Oh, like Chickateri Cola? Like Ciccone?
Something real similar, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's not even a stage name. Isn't that fun?
No, it's not. I know.
Born in 1958 in Bay City, Michigan.
Bay City, all right. Represent.
Madonna's the same age as my dad.
Really?
Yep. Michael Jackson, too.
Yeah, and so was Prince, too, 1950.